Hello and welcome to the presentation on Chapter 2 Economics People as a Resource. We studied what is a resource. Anything which satisfies our need, which has worth, which has usefulness is called as a resource. Here we are talking as how people can be a resource in terms of their skills and abilities. The population of a nation can be its asset rather than being liability. Asset is the property of the country, liability is the loan or the expense which we need to bear. The people as a resource refers to a country's working people in terms of their productive skills and abilities. Productive skills may be physical, intellectual, any kind of skill, architectural, their innate talent which is present in them, their ability to create anything or modify anything. When existing human resource is developed with the terms of education and health, this is called as human capital. That is, when money is invested on these people, we call it as human capital. So people should be trained to be superior, to contribute more physically, mentally, emotionally, and when they are able to make productive services for the country in terms of economic and non economic activities, we call it as human capital. The investment in human being can be in the form of education, can be in the form of medical services, can be in the form of any high returns investment in their technology. They can be asset for the country in future. They can be good citizens who will construct the growth of the country. In countries like Japan, they have invested lot on human resources. They do not have very big, rich natural resources, but they concentrated on the development of the nation. It is standing as one of the most important countries with regard to its per capita income development and planning. So, here we have the case study of Sakal and Vilas in the same village of Simapur. Sakal is a 12-year-old boy. His mother is Sheila, looked after domestic chores. And these are the activities which she is working every day, day in and day out. His father, Bhuta Chaudhary, worked in the agricultural field, and Sakal helped mother and looked after his sister, Setu, brother Jeetu. Uncle passed matriculation exam, but he had some expectations for the job, and he will be one who is educated will be definitely rewarded with a job. Sakal was forced to join in village school. He completed the higher secondary education. Further, he acquired a loan for Sakal to study vocational courses in computer. Vocational, anything which fetches a job for us, which will make our living. And today, the world is a technical world. And this boy was invested by father to learn the computer course. Sakal was a meritorious student. He was interested in studies from the beginning. With great enthusiasm, he completed his course and he got a job in the private firm. He was also rewarded with a promotion. On the other hand, Vilas, 11 years old boy, his father Mahesh, fisherman, passed away when he was small, 2 years old. His mother Geeta sold fish to earn money to feed her family. She brought fish from the landowner's pond and sold it in the nearby mandi. She could earn only mere 20 to 30 per day by selling the fish. She did not have any other occupation because she was capable of doing that. She depended on that. She was used to it. Vilas became patient of arthritis because he was not able to get a balanced diet. The boy had deficiency. He couldn't afford a doctor because the income of the family is very meager, just 20 to 30. He could not go to the school either, and he was not interested in studies also. He helped his mother in cooking and looked after his younger brother Mohan. After some time, his mother fell sick and there was no one to look after her. Vilas was forced and compelled to sell fish and also earned very minimal amount of income. This is the plight of two boys almost belonging to the same age, 11 and 12 years. There are so many children in this country who are deprived of education, who are compelled to take care of their family at a very young and tender age. They do not get two square meals per day to make their living. We'll study about such children who are living in abject poverty. We'll define and learn the circumstances in chapter 3. We'll come up with that very soon. The economic activities by men and women can be classified into three sectors. Economic, when we say any work which is done for gaining monetary income. These activities include primary, secondary, and tertiary sector. The primary sector activities includes agriculture, forestry, fishery, animal husbandry, poultry, mining, quarrying, all these activities which are giving which are given by the nature, where man does not play much role in making them. It's given by the nature. Extraction of natural resources simply means primary sector. We can define primary sector as extraction of natural resources. These are all the occupations or the works which are done naturally. The secondary sector, manufacturing of the primary products, all the products, raw materials, etc., we get from the primary sector. We convert those raw materials into finished products. For example, we get cotton from agriculture that is manufactured into cloth in the secondary sector or in the industry. In the tertiary sector, the trade, transport, communication, banking, education, health, tourism, services, insurance, real estate, hotel management, all these come under the tertiary sector. Here, we don't have any physical commodity. These commodities can be classified into tangible and intangible. Tangible means one which has physical properties, and intangible which does not have physical property. For example, trade, movement of goods. Goods can be seen, but the satisfaction which is derived after attaining the profit, that cannot be seen in physical terms. Daily, we move out of our house for different occupations. You all come to school. There will be so many people who move out of their house. Some go for different kinds of occupations. They all are moving. Their purpose is fulfilled. They derive satisfaction at the end of the day. Communication. Now I am communicating to you. The concept is formed in your brain, but you cannot touch these words. You can feel these words, The concept which is formed in your brain is intangible, which does not have a shape. Tangible, which has a shape, which can be touched, which can be felt. Intangible, it does not have a shape, but it can be felt. That is the service. The service given by a doctor, the service given by an engineer, a teacher, anybody, all these people satisfy. The doctor, when you go to meet him to get treated for any kind of ailment, he will touch you, he will see the problem which you are facing, which part of the body, he'll analyze the concept which is there in his brain, will pen his intellect onto the paper, and he will prescribe certain tablets. That knowledge which has come onto the paper, that does not have physical shape and structure, but that will cure your disease. The lawyer, he will satisfy your problem. You may see the paperwork, the sections and all which are quoted there, but the satisfaction, the victory of your case, you we cannot touch, you can only feel. That is a service. In the hotel management, your hunger is satisfied, you can see the commodities in the form of food, but the satisfaction you derive there is intangible. The teaching which I am doing now, you cannot touch these words, but the concept formation in your brain, at the end of this session, you will feel that I know something about human resource. I can speak about human resource. I can write about human resource. This is a service. Like this, tourism is a service, medical is a service, insurance is a service. So many services which do not have physical shape are in huge demand these days. Market activities and non market activities. These involve remuneration to anyone who performs actively for payment. For example, profit, engineer, doctor, you can see any rich merchant, anybody. Anyone who does an activity for exchange of money or profit is called as market act. They sell their product. It may be a good, it may be a commodity, it may be advertisement, it may be anything. They sell their skill and get money. Non market activities, this kind of production is done for self consumption. Consumption and processing of private products, and own account production of fixed assets. For example, the activities which are done in your own family, when your mother does all these activities, she is not paid for all these activities. You are doing for self consumption. We make so many things in our family for our near and dear ones. We don't charge. These are non market activities. When you go to a tutor and pay money and learn from them, it is an economic activity. There, the teacher is selling her concept, the intellect, and she's paid for it. When your own uncle, aunt, or your sister is teaching you, they also enable you to do well in the exam. They don't charge you. It is non-economic activity where money is not involved. The population of a country is a big asset, we have just seen. So how can we build the quality of the population? The quality of population ultimately decides the growth of the country. Educated people, intellectual people, scientifically developed people, medically very good people, healthy people, they all are assets for the country. Unhealthy people, illiterate people, they are liability for the country. The country has to invest so much on them. So education is the fundamental right these days. It's an important input for the growth of the country. It provides aspirations to the people, and this education is a weapon. It liberates us from ignorance to knowledge. Educated people can earn more. They don't have to do much physical activity. their intellect, their knowledge, their technology that can earn them the richness. They contribute to the national income. Their efficiency is important to govern. So the literacy rate which was there in the beginning in 1951 very low. It has from 18% to it has increased to 74% 2010-11. Every 10 years the census records the development of the country. In regional disparity about literacy, some of the states are very advanced. For example, Kerala almost reaching 100%, 94%. Whereas you compare to Bihar, it is 62%. The number of primary schools have expanded over a period of time. In 2013-14, it has come to 8 lakh 58. It is not a easy task to create availability of so many schools. The government has come up with the initiative to increase the literacy. Sarva Siksha Abhiyan. Sarva Complete Siksha Education Abhiyan is a long term goal. It is an investment step towards providing elementary or fundamental education to all children in the age group of 6 to 14 years. These children do not contribute for the development of the country. They are dependent population. They are learning, they are enhancing their skills. But all the children of the country are not having the educational opportunities. Most of them go to work and help the family by offering their income to make their living. Most of them live with very meager income. It is a time bound initiative of the central government. They have decided to have Sarva Siksha Abhiyan. We crossed the mark, but nevertheless, the attempt is still going on, and we shall achieve 100% literacy very soon. The midday meals program or the scheme has been implemented to encourage the attendance and also to retain the children, improve their nutritional status. Every child who is going to the school is provided with the meals. At least those children who are living the below poverty line, they all will be motivated to come to school. They get a meal also, they get education also. They are provided with books and basic essentials to make the learning possible. Navodaya Vidyalayas are set up in the rural areas so that the rural people, the rural children are getting the opportunity to study. Comparison 1950-51 to 2012, we can see number of college increase. Number of universities increased manyfold. Number of students also increased. Number of teachers also increased. This is investment in education. Any country which has invests in the education, that is going a long way. The gross enrollment ratio, every child who is enrolled at the age of 6, first class, they all should reach 10th class. But many girl child who are compelled to take care of their siblings and family, they have to remain dropout. So the initiative of the government is not stopped. It is a continuous process. Every day the government has to encourage these families and these children, and they should be motivated with a quality strategy. Increase the access to the school. That's why government school should be available at the vicinity in the range of 3 kilometers. For every 3 kilometers, there should be a school so that they need not travel long. And these children who are helpless, they are provided with opportunities. Health also plays a very important role in the building of the nation. It is only healthy intellectual people, they are contributing to the nation. A healthy body gives a shelter for healthy mind, and healthy mind contributes with concentration for nation building. We need such kind of population who are a status to the country, who are a mark of development to the country. Our national policy also aims at improving the accessibility of healthcare to be provided to all the children, to all the people, to of the family of all ages. And that's how during the pandemic time the initiative of the government to provide free vaccination to crores of people, and that's how we tackled this global menace, and we are able to live and face a new beginning, a new era. Such a destruction 2019 global pandemic challenging the nations of the world. It is the government which has invested in the healthcare facilities and shown a positive march, a positive step towards attaining. Also, we need to concentrate on life expectancy. Life expectancy, on an average, how many years a person is going to live. That is the average life of the person. The death rate has come down. That means the science and technology is increasing. The birth rate have dropped to 20.4%. Infant mortality rate, number of children who die even before completing their first birthday, that has reduced to 34 in 2016. In 1951 it was 147, very very alarming figure. So we can see here the ailments, physically challenged people, those who are differently abled persons. For those people, we are increasing the number of facilities, the doctors, allopathy, the nursing facilities, number of beds available, dispensaries, hospitals, everything available for these people. It was very less in the year 1951, that has increased many folds to 2013. We can see here very very remarkable improvement in almost all the spheres. We have empowered our nation. It is a very good government which looks into the social welfare of the people. That's why the makers of the constitution have made India into a sovereign socialist secular democratic republic. Socialist, when we say, which takes care of the welfare of the people. Another alarming challenge which is facing the Indian economy is the unemployment. The stock of all those people who are willing to work at the prevailing wage rate but do not find jobs. And such a population, they are they are productive, they contribute to the nation, but jobs are not available. The contributing people or the productive people for the country, they range between 15 to 59 years, and people below 14 and above 60 are dependent people. In case of India, unemployment in rural as well as in urban sectors is tremendous. We classify rural unemployment as seasonal unemployment. We know that India is an agrarian economy. In the beginning of the 19th century, we saw more than 80% of the people dependent on this sector. Slowly, the transition is happening. The change shift from this agriculture allied activities to other activities is happening. Agriculture is a seasonal employment. We studied that the Kharif, Rabi, Zaid, they are only during that particular season, and after the harvest, the people are left with no work. For all such people, the government has come up with an initiation. We will study how they are supported by the government. Agriculture shows another tremendous scenario that is called as disguised unemployment. Number of people appear to be employed but their contribution to the productivity is zero. For example, on a farm there are four brothers working on a farm. There are four brothers working, but actually the real contributors are only two. They till the soil, they sow, they make all the agricultural implements ready. In this they are ready, but there are other two boys who take water, who provide lunch, who do all other facilities. They take care of the cattle. Their contribution is absolutely negligible. Their contribution is absolutely negligible. If they are removed from this farm, still the productivity will not affected. They appear to work, but their contribution is zero. Such kind of unemployment is called as disguised unemployment, hidden unemployment, छिपा हुआ बेरोजगारी. Urban unemployment, educated unemployment. In this case, we can see that youth who are graduates, postgraduates, they have very good degrees with professional background, they don't find jobs. They have to usually settle for a job which is lower than their capacity or degree. That is called as underemployment. Any kind of unemployment has a lot of impact. It leads to wastage of manpower. Intellectual people, they are better contributors for the economy. People who can be asset to the nation, because they don't have job, they become liability. On them we need to invest in terms of food, other things. There is a feeling of hopelessness and despair among these people. They feel demotivated, they feel depressed. I am not able to contribute anything to the nation. My education is a waste. Investment on me by my parents is a waste. Such kind of feeling should not come in the youth. The government should create so many opportunities. It has already come up with so many self employment schemes, provision of loans and all. Such kind of educational loans and self employed loans should be given to the people, and people should create awareness. And these youth, educated youth, they should make best opportunities utilized, and they should in turn their uh, opportunities into productive skills and contribute for the nation. Quality of life is increasing. If they contribute, the quality of life is very very good. If they don't contribute, it will be adversely affected. The general decline of health status, when no food, no employment, no money, standard of living is low. Standard of living is low, slowly they become sick, their general health level falls, that leads to death. Unemployment scenario in three sectors we have seen: the tertiary sector, the uh, secondary sector, as well as the agricultural sector. Now the sector which is booming, the tertiary sector, which is very important, it acts as a link between the primary and the secondary sector. The biotechnology, the information of technology, carrying of fertilizer, seeds, manuring, all other things to agriculture comes from the tertiary sector. Taking raw materials from the agriculture into the secondary sector, that empowers the secondary sector, provides the labor in form of transportation, gives them banking, assures them loan, trains them. All this the tertiary sector is doing. Agriculture is also most labor absorbing sector, but we should see that the people are getting the income throughout the country. That cannot be. So what can be alternative source of work when agriculture is not there? Let us see. Each family produced enough to feed its member. One to send to the family decided, and then the other one to agricultural college. He became qualified in his agro engineering and came back to the village. He helps to increase the yield of the wheat the family sold surplus in the nearby village. The panchayat also helps the government. He opened the school in the village. Everything is possible when education is there, and that education which is with a vision to develop what are the potentials in his village. Based on that, they have contributed. All the children of this village started going to school. Now they could sell what they produce to others who came to their village markets. The rising level of human capital enabled it to evolve into a place, a richer place, which complex and modern economic activities can be noticed. Everybody should feel that my village is contributing so many resources. The need of my village is to safeguard. Each and every individual like us should think that it is my job, my own responsibility to safeguard my village. Everybody should feel that it is mine, and I have the responsibility. I am accountable to produce more. No one should feel that it is a farmer's job, let him make meet the demand. Everybody should feel that we should know the dignity of labor, respect every kind of work which is there, and try to contribute ourselves in a best possible way. This PowerPoint presentation was made by Aditya Raj Sunil Bhosle of my class 9B, my student, excellent in technology, and I take delight in explaining the same. Thank you, children. Please make use of the opportunities. Study for the term one. God bless you all. Thank you, boy. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Thank you so much.